Lance, are you picking us up? We should be good. Pardon? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, are you ready to go? Are you... All right, tell me when to go.
Stay tuned for the Political Twist-Up Show, powered by the Metro Detroit Compassion Club. The show starts after this.
Are you looking for medical marijuana professionals in Michigan and do not know where?
Stay tuned for the Political Twist-Up Show, powered by the Metro Detroit Compassion Club. The show starts after this. Stay tuned for the Political Twist-Up Show, powered by the Metro Detroit Compassion Club. The show starts after this.
Are you looking for medical marijuana professionals in Michigan and do not know where to turn? Visit mmma.biz. For a directory listing of products and services, search through the medical marijuana businesses at mmma.biz. That's mmma.biz.
This is the Political Twist-Up Show. PoliticalTwistUp.com if you didn't know. Here to put you in the zone. Dealing with real issues, real relevant on the real radio. Political Twist-Up Show. Political Twist-Up Show. Political Twist-Up Show. You're cooling out with the Political Twist-Up Show. Political Twist-Up Show. It's the Political Twist-Up Show.
Welcome to another beautiful day in the Detroit area in Michigan. It is the Political Twist-Up Show for Saturday, August 17th, 2013. Today is, of course, the day of the infamous Woodward Dream Cruise, which is where we're out today. I'm patient and caregiver Steve Green. With me in the Iron Lab studio, powered by the Metro Detroit Compassion Club, is Mr. Rick Thompson, my co-host.
Hello, everybody.
And we are out here at Dream Cruise today. Boy, it's a little antsy out here today. We got a couple of fire trucks going by. I smell hot wires. I see smoke down there. An ambulance whizzes by. The state police. Good Lord.
It's supposed to be smelly and noisy at the Dream Cruise. That's what car guys love.
And then we've got the Cannabus is here, I noticed. What's up with the Cannabus?
Oh, that's a national touring emblem. Comes out of Arizona.
Is that Ryan in the Cannabus driving?
No, he's not driving the Cannabus because that would probably violate insurance laws. That was just Ryan riding in the Cannabus as it was moved by an invisible person not associated
Ryan?
with the show.
It wasn't Ryan?
Right, no.
I looked like him, but maybe it's
not associated with
Casper.
the show.
It's Casper.
That's it, yes.
So, did we survive the Cannabus, Ryan?
Now I want to drive it, now that I drove it a little bit.
I
was. That was another kid named Ryan.
Casper was driving? He was.
Yes.
That was, yeah, okay.
I Jedi mind tricked it.
You Jedi mind tricked it. Well, is there enough space for people to get around the Cannabus now? Because that's not us. We have nothing to do with the Cannabus except they're our brothers over there.
People can get around it, but we're still working on moving it. It's got to get parked long ways.
The Political Twist-Up Show is here, guys, right here on your station in Flint, WFNT. We come your way every Saturday from 3 until 4. We like to be out in the public eye, like right out in the smack dab middle of things, and I think we did that today with the Woodward Dream Cruise.
You said a mouthful.
There's a lot of cars out here, and if you're watching us on video, now why you got the camera trained on us? I thought we went to great pains to get the camera trained on the cars. Do people want to really see us? I don't know. Let's see. No, actually, it's a good idea, Ryan. There's the Cannabus. But can we point the Cannabus? That's the Cannabus picture there.
There you go. The Cannabus is prettier than us.
Can we see the cool? Look at that thing going by. We're missing that. We're missing. I don't know. Can we point the other camera at the cars? Or is there a way to do that? Or okay.
Sure.
No, we only got an hour. That's the whole point.
All right. So today's show at the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Well, now, what's the deal with Greg Pulowski? Was he not able to make it? Is that the deal?
He and the Cannabus did not connect. They were supposed to come together, but we only got one. Although we got the bigger of the two. That's for sure. We got the Cannabus.
So we are. We're missing Greg Pulowski. Greg is with Woodward Health Solutions.
Uh-huh.
They're just up the street here on Woodward, on the other side of 696.
Right.
Way on the other side. You got to be in the mic there. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we came out here today to talk about the cruise as well as what the stuff that's going on in the news. There has been some stuff in the news.
Oh, for sure.
Now, did you see the business about the governor from New Jersey? Donut eater, the big guy, Chris. What's his name?
Donut eater, Chris Christie from
Chris
New Jersey.
Christie, yeah, that donut guy.
Wow.
Isn't I every time I see him, you know the donut guy that's on The Simpsons holding the great big donut? I think of that guy when I see him. I don't know. I like Chris Christie.
That's Lard Lad.
It is Lard Lad?
Lard Lad Donuts.
That's what it looks like.
I like that.
Lard Lad. I'm sorry, Christy. It's just true.
Donuts.
You're right. You know, well, he ate a donut on he is in self-deprecation on the Letterman show or something. I saw that.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
So we got lost on Chris Christie. Chris Christie just recently was in the news yesterday, in fact. He was being interviewed by the national press, following him around because he's running for president already. And they're chasing him around for that reason, just for speculation of nothing else. And it was during one of those press encounters that somebody from the audience yelled, "Please don't let my kid die, Mr. Christie. You won't let the kids have the medical marijuana here in New Jersey, and my kid's got the seizure disorder, the same thing that the Sanjay Gupta kid that was on the weed episode the other day that Sanjay did, the special that he put together on basically marijuana as a whole in the States. And he had changed his position about this for the same type of person. And this is a little kid who's having seizures, and the guy's like, "Don't let her die." And so Chris Christie actually did a little swing about himself, although it was a little more stringent than the rest of the people that have been swinging about, like Dr. Gupta. He'll allow it, but you got to have 3 doctors certify off on her. You got to have like a psychologist, a regular medical doctor, and I don't know, some other kind of doctor. All 3 of them got to sign off, and they all got to be different, those different specialties. Boy, that's a lot of hoops to jump through to get your kid to be okay.
It is. Unfortunately, Illinois, when they passed their medical marijuana law, did not include any kind of a adolescent use policy. So I'll take Chris Christie's over the Illinois policy any day.
Are you saying that they kind of left it out like they left out the dispensary issue here in Michigan? They left the kids out of the medical marijuana program by absence, by omission?
One of those things that we're consistently told that let's just pass it the way it is now. We'll fix it later. No problem. I never buy into that. That makes twice the work. Why don't we just solve it right off the bat?
Wow, that's bad news. I didn't realize that Illinois was quite. I mean, Illinois won't let you grow for yourself either.
That's correct.
You got to get it from one of their 22 dispensaries when they eventually put them together.
Illinois and Colorado are 2 examples of how when law enforcement starts to tinker with marijuana legalization law or a decrim law or a medical marijuana law, it becomes nonsensical in its complexity.
Now, so Governor Christie is going to allow the kid to live as long as the doctors all sign off and they go through that expense and that time consideration, because goodness knows, that one girl that Dr. Gupta was treating, while the doctor was examining her, the kid had 2 seizures during that period. I mean, so you can imagine what's going on with this little girl while they're trying to find a doctor of each of these specialties who's willing to participate in the medical marijuana program. Now, mind you, in the Dr. Gupta program, the kid was not receiving anything that was going to be psychoactive whatsoever. This was simply the CBD part of the marijuana plant that the kid was able to use successfully, incidentally, to stop those 300 seizures a week. I mean, that's a lot of seizures.
It really is. That's a lot of toll on a body. And Dravet syndrome, I believe on Sanjay Gupta's program, they mentioned that Dravet syndrome patients, generally speaking, don't survive past age 5. That's a horrible thing to claim a life so young. and with such precision too. Very few people survived Dravet's. So it really is pretty remarkable the success that this child's had.
I just got to thank Iron Labs, by the way, incidentally, for putting us out here. We don't have the big banner up here. We got to get the Iron Labs banner up. And also the Metro Detroit Compassion Club for helping to make it possible for us to be on the air.
Yeah, we have quite a few sponsors, but those guys consistently show up time and time again. So Iron Labs, Metro Detroit, both of them are located in the same region in Oakland County, and you got to love to see successful businesses right in the belly of the beast.
Well, and, I don't want to just, because now that I paused to thank Iron Labs and Metro Detroit Compassion Club, I'm going to have to say the thank you, because otherwise the rest of them are going to go, wait a minute.
Then let's hit them up.
So we got, and I didn't mean to put the Sanjay Gupta thing on pause, but we'll have to do it because we got to the sponsors. We also got to thank the great folks out at Hydrovision stores in Howell. Also, Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients, the great people at Advanced Nutrients as well. And then we've got, who else is on our list? Glenn McCandless has always been a good supporter. Of course, John Targowski has always been an awesome supporter. John's on vacation now. I saw he was out in California doing some hobnobbing with the bigwigs.
He sure said he had seen some celebrities at some of the places he was visiting. Good for you, John.
Glad to see he's out doing well, out moving around and seeing the sights and, being healthy.
He had an injury earlier this year, and we weren't sure exactly how his health was going to be, but he's rebounded like a champion, just like he is in court. So what a fantastic guy. And his former partner, Dan Groh, excellent attorneys on the west side of the state.
We also have to thank Tom French over at oh, good Lord.
AMMP?
It's AMMP, thank you. American Medical Marijuana Professionals, their certification clinic on Gratiot in Roseville.
Yep.
1888, what is it, 420.99? I think it's.
I believe so.
1888-420.99.
They do the annual.
Or it's 1866. I'm sorry, it's 1866. 420.99.
Yep, 9999.
No.
They do the annual.
I screwed that up somehow, but I have
conventions
to
at the
look it
Rooster
up
Tail.
now.
Great stuff.
I absolutely have to look that up now because I know I gave his address wrong. Somehow I screwed it up. Oh, wow. In any event, so now we're back to Gupta. So the weed special took place. Christie made his changes now. What else happened in the news this week?
Well, on the heels of Eric Holder's announcement, Eric Holder on Monday announced to the world that he's going to affect change in DEA policy towards mandatory minimums, towards compassionate release, and he was going to do so just because he decided that, not because Congress told him or not because he had a presidential directive.
I left that off my radar because I was thinking that actually happened last week, but it didn't. You're right, it happened this Monday.
Well, and not only did it happen Monday, which was fantastic, he directed all of his prosecutors across the United States to stop enforcing mandatory minimums on things. Oh my gosh!
The Cannabus is moving.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's an optical illusion. To stop enforcing mandatory minimums. Then just this week on Thursday, Attorney Michael Camoran, a friend of this program's from Southfield, Michigan, he announced that a U.S. District Attorney had already dropped mandatory minimum charges in one of his cases for 2 defendants.
Okay,
so
it's
fantastic.
It's a good thing I've got the camera trained on us now. Look, we got to go to break. Incidentally, you're going to watch the Weed Special from Sanjay Gupta. It's airing again tonight at 8 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock, the Weed Special on CNN from Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Excellent show. I highly recommend watching it. We'll be right back with more of the Medical Marijuana Radio Show, now the Political Twist-Up Show on the Multimedia Digital Network.
The Political Twist-Up Show.
Well, this formula is specifically to grow cannabis.
That's Ray Kogo for Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients.
Now, everybody knows that large buds and tight buds come from genetics, and then the amount of light you use. The other part is having the correct nutrients that the plant's going to use. Mine specifically to grow cannabis, so it's going to get everything that it needs.
Ray knows what you may not. Those nutrient companies you can get in most grow shops are not cannabis specific. That means they take the stuff out of the bloom that your plant needs in bloom. You can get Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients too. It's just 2 1-gallon jugs that make over 600 gallons of nutrients, all for less than $100. See the difference for yourself.
More trichomes, bigger buds, faster growth, and for less money.
Go to CANNABISformula.com or call Ray direct at 517-375-8998. That's 517-375-8998. Kogo's Original Cannabis Formula Nutrients.
If you or someone you know received a traffic ticket, has been charged with a misdemeanor, drinking and driving, criminal offense, or has had their driver's license taken away, they need an attorney. They need attorney Glenn McCandless. He's helped hundreds of people solve their legal problems over the past 16 years.
My law firm is dedicated to providing quality legal services at affordable rates.
Call us at 586-755-2900. Again, that's 586-755-2900. Call now.
Are you looking for medical marijuana professionals in Michigan and do not know where to turn? Visit mmma.biz. For a directory listing of products and services, search through the medical marijuana businesses at mmma.biz. That's mmma.biz.
Get everything you need at Hydrovision Indoor Gardening Centers. It's summertime, and the best of what you need for indoor and outdoor gardening is at your local Hydrovision store, where your indoor gardening dreams come true outside, too. Equipment and supplies, they got it. Nearby locations, they got it. And the friendly, helpful staff is full of answers to all your gardening needs. Hydrovision. Get great prices. Mention my name, Steve Green, for a special discount. Hydrovision Indoor Gardening Centers in Howell, Fenton, Richmond, Trenton, and Belleville, one near you, or go to myhydrovision.com.
The Political Twist Up Radio Show.
Okay, mics are live. We're back out at the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Let's go.
Boy, there's a lot of stuff happening out here, and we're juggling through it. Look, can you see what's going on? I wish we had a better view of that camera. Boy, that camera is just awful. But in any event,
there you go.
so we got. Let's So we're trying to figure out. Joe, by the way, incidentally, from Iron Labs is going to be on in just a bit. We're going to talk about Joe's a scientist over at Iron Labs that does testing.
Fantastic.
And we're going to talk about the difference between, say, CBD and THC and some of the other cannabinoids, what they represent percentage-wise in standard available medical marijuana. So we're live on the air over here with the radio show, and we've got some stuff happening out in front of us. Boy, there's a little frustration with the Cannabus people because of the parking situation. It's rough to park along Woodward during the Dream Cruise because of the all the activity, and then there's some restrictions about where you can be and where you can't be, and it's people get confused very easily. And then they get hot under the collar very quickly.
Well, I can understand getting hot under the collar. It's a sticky situation, with automobiles. No one likes to have someone else in their own ride. There's a lot of issues and such like that. So,
but in any event,
yep. Stuff is handled. Everything's good. No harm, no foul.
So, moving along, the Dream Cruise is a very cool event. Look, do we have a good view on cameras? Because I just see the cars going very quickly by again.
So, which camera are we on?
I don't know. There's one on us, and there's one with cars going by very quickly. You can't very see them. Is there a way? I'm sorry. Is there a way we can? No.
Since it's a road that goes 50.
No, but if you point it down the road where people can see the cars, then they go by slower. They can see the cars.
Well, that's what happens when you're in a live event with moving cars. They're going to move.
I know, but they're going so fast by the positioning of the camera, you can't see them. So it is a relevant thing. It's a damn relevant thing. If you can't see the cars, what's the point of putting a camera out here?
So do we have Joe coming up in a segment today?
No, in a little while. You missed that because there was a big thing going on. In any event, I really, honestly, I want to talk about the cars. I can't do it if we don't have a camera pointed at a car.
We'll find you a car.
All right, that would be a good thing. I guess one of the things that people don't really understand is that with the Dream Cruise here, it's kind of it's an unusual event. I mean, it kind of culminated out of just people riding this event on their own, didn't it, Ryan?
Yes, absolutely. This is the 19th year of the Dream Cruise.
It's that old already?
Yes, it's 19 years old this year. And, it was a way to celebrate the best of the Motor City. And it's been a success year after year. And I love it. I'm glad we're here. We had a great time last year, but I really think we're in a better spot this year.
I think we are in a better spot. We're here at the turnaround right at the Pontiac. Is this the border with something else, or is this just right Pontiac?
You want to switch the cameras?
I'm going to do the camera thing because everybody doesn't.
I just did it. You just have to switch the.
I see. I see what you're saying, Rick. Good idea. There we go. Now we can see some of the cars going by. We got some nosebleed from some poles, but other than that, you can at least see what's going by, coming and going. With the car thing, I mean, we got Detroit and the car enthusiasts, and there's a lot of car clubs. I mean, this probably has more car clubs in this part of the country than any place, anywhere around here, at least in the Midwest, I would think. There's some car clubs in Chicago. There's some in New York.
Outside of the cruise there in L.A. that Jay Leno does at the Bob's Big Boy there, and this is the actual biggest cruising event in the United States.
Well, there's 2.5 million people come by this little zone here in the 2 or 3 days that we're here. I think even today there's 2.5 million people here today.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm actually kind of surprised. Traffic is still light, but it's early. Most people like to get out here after dinner time and do the 6 to 9 cruise on Saturday, an evening ride.
Now, as it went along, when they started doing this ride, when we started doing this ride, on people's own, and then when I guess at some point in time it became kind of a public issue, and they decided to take ownership of it by starting the Woodward Dream Cruise as a nonprofit group, and so all the little cities along Woodward, being like Royal Oak and Birmingham and Pontiac and all these little stretch of cities along here, some of them got together and said, look, in order to pay for the cost of this, we're going to start this nonprofit, and they're the heads of the nonprofit,
yes.
and they've got a trademark for it and everything.
That's right.
And
although I have seen some non-trademark T-shirts today.
Oh, have you?
Oh yeah, they were cool. 2 for $20.
But that's not cool. So anyway, 2 for $20, he says.
He might be right across the street. We might have a T-shirt guy across the street here.
Now, I noticed, there's a lot of big names in town. I mean, you got the Jeff Gordons of the world here. I saw him riding around with David Muir from ABC News with a Channel 7 helicopter flying overhead. That was big news.
This is actually being broadcast on the ABC network coast to coast this year.
Really?
Yes.
Who's doing that?
ABC, they actually brought in the big guys out of New York. They're not even, Channel 7 local is covering it, but the actual network crew is here out of New York.
I didn't know that. I mean,
yes.
they're just like
this is the first year they've done that.
It's like a day-long broadcast. I mean,
no, they're gonna do an hour live. I believe it's at 7:30 tonight.
Oh, that's very cool. I mean, that's big news. I mean, thanks for bringing that to the table because I just had no idea. The big names in town bring a lot of attention. I mean, there's a lot of big, famous stars that are all about cars, and that's what this is. They call this, the cars are the stars here.
You've got the Roush family that's here. Your kid rocks. You've got anybody that's really affiliated. Penske's in town. You've got the major car guys
the list goes
that are
on.
in town
It's
are
huge.
here.
I saw the people use this. We got one going by us now. This was a huge advertising opportunity for people. There's a Henry Ford Hospital sign going by, a great big giant billboard, moving
I don't
billboard.
use those services ever again. Thank you.
And then you got. I saw the Erebus, the crazy haunted house Erebus car.
Yep.
That was very cool.
Custom.
There you go. People love us here.
Yep. Live broadcast.
Now, can we put the Ryan? Is there any way to put these up? Can we get the? No, I think we should. I mean, it's part of who we are and what we do. Put the signs up. Even our big logo sign. What good is a picture without all that stuff? No logo signs. You don't like it?
No, I think we can do that. We'll get on before the end of the segment. We'll get it up there.
Rick, you're shaking your head. What's up?
Oh, watching some of the crazy cars going by.
There are a lot of crazy cars.
There's a blue one right there that says Michigan State Police on it.
You're right. Where's the? I didn't see it. I didn't see that one. Yeah. I saw him earlier.
Interesting decal he had on the side.
Now,
there.
last year we managed to get a couple of cars up beside us, and we had a chance to interview, some car guys. There was some car clubs around, and I think even Ant from the Ant Farm came by, and did a little interview with us.
Right.
Does the lady from the Cannabus want to come and talk to us? Come on over. Come on over and have a conversation with us, because they're riding around the whole country on the Cannabus. It's a big green bus, and you guys were going to make a stop by. Didn't Woodward Health Solutions help get you out here? Greg Pulowski from Woodward Health help guide you around here.
There's no headphones. So you just have to listen.
Greg Pulowski from Woodward Health didn't they help to set up a tour around here?
Oh yeah, he did the whole thing.
You got to get real close to the mic.
He did the whole thing.
Now, can you tell us the the kind of the history of the Cannabus. Where are you from, and where did it get started from, and what's your purpose?
Originally, the Cannabus was being used for 2 men started it like a year ago in June.
From where?
North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
It used to be a ski resort bus. It used to be red.
I like that.
Yeah. And then these 2 men started the bus, and they toured about 9 weeks. And then life stuff happened, and they had to throw the bus on eBay. And then friends of mine that were moving to Hawaii, they went out and sold their Suburban and gave me the bus.
What's your name,
in
by the way?
Arizona.
I didn't ask your name. I'm sorry.
Oh, Stacey.
Hi, Stacey. Oh, thanks for coming over and talking to us. So now they started this thing, and they ended up buying a bus off of eBay because it was on hard times?
The people that were originally doing the bus, they were only able to do it for 9 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And then life stuff happened, and they had to sell the bus.
Okay.
Friends of mine in Arizona that were helping me with Cannabis.
Uh-huh.
And that was all public education and helping patients get off pharmaceuticals and things.
Right.
They were on their way to Hawaii, so they went out and sold their Suburban and gave me the money to get the Cannabis. So the first official tour was picking it up from North Carolina and bringing it back to Arizona last October. And then we did a few tours through California, up to Montana for a Journey for Justice with the Human Solutions for Chris Williams in Montana.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with the Human Solution people.
Okay, so
There's
all
a local
went
guy
up.
here with the Human Solution. It's
Steve Green.
Yeah, and
they're doing awesome stuff. Like the Human Solutions
now wait a minute.
is so important.
You
to
don't know my name.
everywhere.
You don't know my name, but I'm also named Steve Green. So just for our audience's sake, it's not me. It's a different Steve Green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's another one.
So
But
go ahead. I'm
does,
sorry.
Him and his wife run the local Human Solution chapter here.
Right, and they're doing a darn good job of it. I mean,
Yes,
they really
and
work it
it's
hard.
so important. Joe and his green team in California have been able.
Joe Grumbine, you're talking
Yes,
about.
Joe Grumbine. They have learned. They started off very small, just a few people showing up for court support for people, writing
And they got
letters.
the special pins. They wear
All
the silent pins.
All the green ribbons.
It's a green ribbon with a red cross across the point at which the ribbon crosses.
Yeah, the bus has a big one on the front of it.
That's cool.
But yeah, they've gotten so big that actually judges are starting to recognize and actually take it easy and dismiss a lot of cases because they come in with a mass of people in all shapes, sizes, and everything. There to support. They're in their green ribbons, and they have lawyers and police officers.
If you can show the camera the ribbon, get it real close to that so they can see the little green ribbon. See, it's got a little red cross. There you go. See, it's a little green ribbon with a red cross across the front. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, they're solidarity ribbons, so it doesn't matter what organization you're in, what political, whatever, we're all in solidarity, and we all,
That's awesome.
no matter what we are, medical, full legalization, no matter what, we are all against people going to jail, for this plant, and kids getting taken away from their families.
For a crazy, what they would call a non-violent drug offense.
And it doesn't have a cannabis leaf on it, so police officers sport them. We've got on the
awesome.
road, we've gotten pictures of police officers wearing them, and people can wear these to work and in private explain what they're for, but nobody knows what they are.
Tell us about your shirt, Stacey. It says "Grow Hemp Here, Amsterdam."
I got this in Oaksterdam.
Oaksterdam.
One of my Oaksterdam University trips for classes.
I'm wearing the Canna Camp shirt that I got last week at the Canna Camp over up in Flushing, Michigan.
Right on.
Where we did our radio show from last week.
Very cool.
Is anybody else wearing it? Nobody else? Rick, does Rick have a Cannabis shirt on? Of course, Ryan's wearing his infamous Tigers shirt. What are you wearing, Rick? He's got the Spartans shirt on.
You know me. I'm a D guy. I believe in the D, and I wear the D.
I am all about the Spartans. I love the Sparty shirt. I didn't even notice the Sparty shirt. That's pretty cool. If Denise was here, she'd be going, "Oh no, blue and yellow and blue."
But she's not. So we've got better company today, anyway, sitting next to you.
So now, where are you guys going? What are you guys trying to do?
We do everything we can. We educate everybody. The bus
Driving
is
from state to state?
And we team up with local organizations that have events, or they plan on getting on the bus and taking us to like their universities and their medical areas, or they're busy areas, so we can bring the bus and get our message out, their local message and our national message.
I'm surprised you're not
Answer
out like at
questions.
Hempfest this weekend in Seattle.
Actually, originally our summer tour was supposed to end at Seattle Hemp Fest. The bus is supposed to be there.
Oh, wow.
But
I'm glad you're here instead.
Yeah, me too.
Michigan's an awesome place.
This takes the pain away from being at Seattle Hemp Fest.
Right,
you
right.
know, the bus broke down a couple times. We were broke down for 2 months.
Oh, no.
We were actually rescued by magic mechanics that were that fixed the bus for near nothing.
The elves came in the middle of the night and made the shoes?
Here in Detroit, they donated all their labor.
We got
all
mechanic
the parts
elves here in
they had
Detroit that fixed the
stock.
Cannabus. That's pretty
so
cool.
it was very cool. And the engine
Were you broken down here in Michigan?
We were broken down in Chicago. And
they came and rescued you?
When we were here in May, came up. We did a detour. We did a detour off our route. Carrie Boyder with ASA reached out to us about coming up here for the Jerry Duvall rally and press conference.
Okay.
And they wanted to use the bus as the background for the press conference. So that was like a magical day. We were on the bus with Jerry Duvall's family touring Detroit. You know, he self-surrendered.
Jerry Duvall, yeah. In Lansing.
Jerry Duvall, he's had a self-surrender on June 10th.
Right.
So
he was part of Ryan Basor and the Lansing Seven that all ended up
Exactly.
surrendering themselves to federal authorities
And
for
there's a
the
petition
penitentiary.
out for Jerry Duvall. You can look it up on change.org. He needs about 15,000 more signatures before Carrie Boyder can turn it in for a compassion release.
Really? And they're talking about doing that because Eric Holder just on Monday said that they're going to have some compassionate release.
So if we really kick butt and get all these signatures, right now is a beautiful, perfect time to get this man out of jail. He's a transplant recipient, an organ transplant recipient, and his health is already going down.
And we as taxpayers don't need to be paying for all that. Anyways, there's let him out and go do his thing.
So I'm posting daily. I'm posting on all our Facebook pages, on the Green Bus Tour for Marijuana Legalization, on Cannabis campaign, on my personal one. I'm sharing it with all the groups. And everybody else can do the same because one night of me sharing it in all the groups, it jumped 2,000 signatures.
Wow.
In like 8 hours. So if we really start sharing this around and tell people what to do, go in there and sign this.
What's the web address so people know?
I know it's on change.org, and it's the Jerry Duvall's Compassionate Release Petition.
Okay.
But
so
if
you can
go
Google
on my
it.
Facebook, you can find it all over the walls of the Cannabus page, the Green Bus Tour page.
What's the Cannabus page? Is it cannabus.com or something?
It's the original owner's page that it came with the bus. It's
okay.
Green Bus Tour for Marijuana Legalization.
.com?
That's the Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
So it's Green Bus Tour for Marijuana Legalization.
I see.
We also started one to make it easy, Cannabus. It's very easy. And then CannabisCampaign.org and on Facebook.
Right.
So it's all being shared. Go grab it and share it all over, and let's get this man out of jail.
Please do.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's how we met. We blew a tire when we had Jerry Duvall's family on the bus.
Oh, wow.
In Detroit, and it was a 420 friendly folk that referred the shop that we went to, who really did good stuff for us.
We're getting ready to go to break. Stacey, thanks for coming by with the Cannabus and telling us what's going on. We'll be right back. We'll be talking to Joe from Iron Labs about the difference between THC and CBD and some of the other cannabinoids. Right back with the Political Twist Up Show on the Multimedia Digital Network, live from the Woodward Dream Cruise in Pontiac, Michigan.
The Political Twist Up Show.
If you or someone you know received a traffic ticket, has been charged with a misdemeanor, drinking and driving, criminal offense, or has had their driver's license taken away, they need an attorney. They need attorney Glenn McCandless. He's helped hundreds of people solve their legal problems over the past 16 years.
My law firm is dedicated to providing quality legal services at affordable rates.
Call us at 586-755-2900. Again, that's 586-755-2900. Call now.
Are you looking for medical marijuana professionals in Michigan and do not know where to turn? Visit mmma.biz. For a directory listing of products and services, search through the medical marijuana businesses at mmma.biz. That's mmma.biz.
Wow, I didn't call Joe. That was a fast commercial break. I forgot how fast they actually go. In the meanwhile, I'd like to remind you to join the. I guess LJ just says he's not going to be on. Incidentally, no room for LJ. What you telling us, Stacey? What's going on? Nothing important. All right. So Stacey's getting ready to leave. So we got to get Joe from Iron Labs. Let me get him on the phone here. See if we can't pull him up. LJ just texted me and asked us to skip him this week because he's obviously got something going on. It's probably Seattle Hemp Fest, if I'm guessing right.
We'll skip him all right,
Who knows?
Mr. LJ Skippo.
We love you, LJ, in Advanced Nutrients. We're looking forward to those nutrient packs coming in the mail. We want to...
Because we've never skipped you, buddy. No.
We won't skip them.
Don't skip me in the circle. I get bitter.
You're a bitter girl.
Girl. You're a girl.
Recent. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. So let's see if
I
we
don't feel
can't...
like a girl.
Yeah. Girls just want to have fun. So,
maybe I am a girl.
There you go. Let me see here. Boy, if you were a girl, you'd be home all day. You'd never leave home. So
I
here
don't
we
leave
go.
home now if I can help it. Although I have been out here, it feels like a 24-hour period.
So
I was out scoping out places last night.
So we got Joe from Iron Labs on the phone. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. So how have things been going at the Iron Labs?
Oh, great. Busy working, doing a bunch of samples for this contest up in Traverse City.
Oh, that's right. Tell us about this. There's a big Traverse City event going on, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with all the details.
Okay, all right.
I just a little bit with all the samples, but they got a big thing going on. Deadline, I think, is either happen or it's coming up soon, so get those samples in if you're looking to compete in that.
Say we were, where can they work? You can bring them on down to Iron Labs?
Yep, we take submissions there, and I believe MMR Report, they're the ones that are working with that or something. I'm not sure.
That's Ben and Ed over at Michigan Organic Solutions put together the medical marijuana report. And it's a publication, goes all over the state, and they do a fine job at that. Incidentally, next weekend they're going to be in Ann Arbor. Isn't that correct? They've got an Ann Arbor
At the
event.
Clarion Hotel, yes.
And we won't be out there because there's no room for us out there. They've got a sold-out event. Of course, they got speakers and certification stuff happening out there. And also, I think they have some classes out there as well. So please get out to Ann Arbor if you have an opportunity. Or if you need to get certified, that's a good place to go if you're in Ann Arbor. So, Joe, we wanted to talk about something that was in the news this week. We got the difference between CBD and THC hanging over our heads with regards to, Dr. Sanjay Gupta had a special on last week on CNN. It's going to air again tonight. Is it either 8 or 10 o'clock, something like that, on CNN as well. So if you missed it last week, it's replaying again, at least this weekend. It might replay some more because it's been very popular. There's a girl on there who had Dravet syndrome?
It is Dravet syndrome.
And it's a situation that causes, from an early point in childhood, a lot of seizures, and they get worse, and a lot of them end up dying very young as a result of these seizures. Many things don't seem to work for these guys with the Dravet syndrome as far as stopping the seizures or even reducing them or having really just a zombie-like, you're almost comatose with some of those drugs that they put them on. And I guess as in this case with Sanjay Gupta's kid, Charlotte, this isn't his child. It was a child that he had picked up on in the news and started following. Her situation was exacerbated by the fact that what was it? I lost my train of thought. Anyways, Dr. Gupta found this girl Charlotte, and the CBD was keeping her from having the seizures. When they couldn't find anything else. And so I guess we wanted to talk about the difference between CBD and THC as it relates to what samples kind of come in and what those figures might mean.
Yeah. So I've actually worked with a lot of people who've have patients who are treating Dravet syndrome and stuff. And how effective those seizures are, it like you have to do a lot of cannabinoids, and it really sort of works a nootropic effect. It protects the cells, so you don't have as much serious damage. And you see that for this natural high CBD med to be able to reduce the severity of those seizures and stuff. So it's really useful. But as such, it is a disease in a patient's age. So a lot of young patients can't really handle like a psychotropic effect out of the THC. So having access to high CBD meds that are not psychotropic, that have this neurological benefit, protective effect, it's
We lost you a little bit.
and find those high CBD meds.
Joe? Joe? Let me ask you: Are you on a cell phone in a bad area? Because we're kind of picket fencing in and out. I just wanted to see if it was you or me.
Can you hear me better now? I mean,
I can.
Okay. Maybe there's the way I had the phone.
You were saying that it's good to have non-psychotropic effect to medicine. In this case, cannabis medicine.
Exactly. And there's actually been I've been doing a lot of testing of like raw bud juicing, and in this form of treatment, like you're getting no real psychoactive effects. Very little of it's in a decarboxylated THC that's going to get you high, but you get like just jam-packed full of cannabinoids that are therapeutic and anti-inflammatory, and then you have CBD in there.
So you're talking about dietary cannabis in that instance.
Yeah, for its neuroprotective effects, all those cannabinoids have, there's a lot of information out there as to how they help and protect the cells.
Google raw juicing cannabis. That's where you.
Cannabis, finding high CBD, non-psychotropic, cannabis strains are what's showing to be really helpful for these younger patients, and even for older patients and people who can't handle the psychoactive effects of THC. Having all those out there that have been tested and shown to contain it, because it's really rare. It's hard to find a strain nowadays. Selective breeding has pretty much shifted all the cannabis out there is very high in THC, very little CBD. But just by doing a little testing in your own selective breeding, we're finding more and more people are coming across really stellar CBD strains that are putting up really large numbers. That are, almost no THC or really.
You got blown out by a truck there. Hang on, Joe. You got blown out by a truck. Say that again.
It's expected. You're at the Dream Cruise, right?
We are at the Dream Cruise. So you were saying, I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, having access to that kind of meds, cannabis that's been tested and proven to be high in CBD is, and these patients with Dravet's and younger patients and people who aren't maybe considering this because of how it affects them, mentally, getting them the ability to realize and have access to meds that don't have psychotropic effects, but that still do have this beneficial anti.
Now, is catatonic number 4? Excuse me, one of those meds?
Yeah, catatonic number 4 is a CBD strain. I'm not exactly, I don't have the numbers right in front of me to pull up the ratio it comes out at. I believe it's like a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 or 4-to-1, something like that. CBD to THC, so there's more CBD than there is THC. Or
the strain that I have, because I'm growing that strain myself for the same exact reason, because I think it's an important. A lot of guys won't grow that strain because they say they can't. They don't have a market for it because it doesn't get you high. I think that's crazy thinking. And I think if you got into this to make money, you got into it for the wrong reason, in my opinion.
Exactly. This is about compassionate care, and about having meds and having alternatives to, the harsh treatments that are, you only have one option in a lot of cases. There's only really one thing for whatever thing. And to have this opportunity to have.
We're breaking up on me again, Joe. I'm losing you.
Well, just to have such a range of therapeutic effect from a plant, something that's natural and that protects your body rather than breaking it down.
Okay,
so younger patients and chronic patients that are using medications all the time, to be able to lighten the load on their livers and so on.
Wow, we really picked the noisiest part of the Dream Cruise to be at, for sure. Well, I've got you on the speakerphone, and anytime those loud trucks come by, it mutes you out, because not only is it really loud, but the microphone on the phone mutes out. So
yeah.
Look, I really wanted to thank you for coming on and talking about this. This catatonic number 4, that one tested out at like almost 15% CBD and just slightly over 1% THC.
Oh, that I believe that's like a Cannatonic X, not the Cannatonic 4. I don't know. There's so many different people out there that have done their own strains of the Cannatonic now that like the Cannatonic 4 is actually the name of a seed, and so there is a little bit of difference depending on the grower that we've seen just in the Cannatonic 4, anywhere from 10 and 5 to like 15, and as you say, 1 to 2, and
right.
So without the numbers right in front of me, I can't, necessarily comment exactly on that. But I do believe the Cannatonic 4 is more of a than like Cannatonic X is the one that has less than 1%.
Wow. Well, this came to me as a number 4, and it came from the original grower.
Okay.
And it's testing at 15.1, so that's pretty good.
That's amazing, and to see just that one strain is getting better as they go, so that's the grower, is really figuring out how to fine tune and grow that plant now that they've honed in on the right genetics.
Well, I think it's an important plant to grow. I'm going to continue to grow it, and I'm going to try and work with Iron Labs in finding a technique because I think THC degrades by heat slower than CBD does. Is that not correct?
Well, actually, CBD degrades slower by heat than THC does.
Well, that's what I meant. I had it the opposite way around, so thanks for correcting me, Joe. That's why we got the scientists on the show and not the dumbass hosts. So I was trying to say, I think there's a way that we can get the THC to degrade to CBN, correct?
Yeah, CBN does have psychotropic effects, though, too. It's very much a depressant, So
right, but what I'm saying is you got 1% CBD or THC, and you're degrading that to CBN. At least it's not so strong as the THC.
Oh yeah, exactly. A cure on that product would probably produce something that would be classified as could be classified as hemp or something, right?
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna see if I can't work that out, and we can't get it so that we have a high only CBD left in that concentrate product.
Yep, right after the cure, man, and you're ready to go.
So that
would be a great alternative medication for people who didn't want to have,
or don't need the psychotropic effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well. Look, we just got a second before we go to break. Joe, thanks for coming on and be a good sport and helping us to understand the science behind cannabis.
Yep.
We love you at Iron Labs. Keep up the good work. Go to Iron Labs. What is it? IronLabsLLC.com. And we'll talk to you soon, Joe. Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back. More on the Political Twist Up Show. Normally be LJ, but we'll wrap up things here at the Woodward Dream Cruise from the Iron Labs studio right here in Pontiac, Michigan at the Woodward Dream Cruise. The Political Twist Up Show.
The Political Twist Up Show.
Well, this formula is specifically to grow cannabis.
That's Ray Kogo for Kogo's original cannabis formula nutrients.
Now, everybody knows that large buds and tight buds come from genetics, and then the amount of light you use. The other part is having the correct nutrients that the plant's going to use. Mine specifically to grow cannabis, so it's going to get everything that it needs.
Ray knows what you may not. Those nutrient companies you can get in most grow shops are not cannabis specific. That means they take the stuff out of the bloom that your plant needs in bloom. You can get Kogo's original cannabis formula nutrients too. It's just 2 1-gallon jugs that make over 600 gallons of nutrients, all for less than $100. See the difference for yourself.
More trichomes, bigger buds, faster growth, and for less money.
Go to CANNABISformula.com or call Ray direct at 517-375-8998. That's 517-375-8998. Kogo's original cannabis formula nutrients.
Get everything you need at Hydrovision Indoor Gardening Centers. It's summertime, and the best of what you need for indoor and outdoor gardening is at your local Hydrovision store, where your indoor gardening dreams come true outside too. Equipment and supplies, they got it. Nearby locations, they got it. And the friendly, helpful staff is full of answers to all your gardening needs. Hydrovision. Get great prices. Mention my name, Steve Green, for a special discount. Hydrovision Indoor Gardening Centers in Howell, Fenton, Richmond, Trenton, and Belleville, one near you, or go to myhydrovision.com.
The Political Twist Up Radio Show.
Hey, thanks for joining us here on the Political Twist Up Show, WFNT in Flint. Hopefully soon to be back on in Grand Rapids when, maybe we can sell the show out there.
Everybody watches us on the web anyways.
You know, do people care that we're on the Real Radio? Because we spend a lot of
in Flint do.
I hope so. We spend a lot of time trying to get to you on the radio, so we hope that you do appreciate that fact.
But I like to watch, and most of my friends watch.
Hey, you were handling that camera pretty well there during the last segment when we had Joe on. Thanks for managing that, Ryan.
We got the classic Woodward 24 and 75 signs there, so, let everybody know. Let you know where we're at.
We got the Iron Labs sign up, and we got the great big giant Metro Detroit Compassion Club sign up, which is a great thing.
We're broadcasting loud and proud and advertising loud and proud, and we got the Cannabus here that's looking tough.
You got any shout-outs?
We did a good job
You got any shout-outs you want to do? I want to shout out to Buddy, who's having a great party up at Clio Cultivation on Thursday.
I'm going to say hi to Kevin, who came and helped us out with the generator today. Mike Monroe, who helped us when we were in Denver. David Fedak, that helps us once in a while. I just appreciate everybody that chips in and helps us get this going.
By the way, I'm going to correct myself. It's next Thursday, not this Thursday.
There you go. I think Rick's got a few people he wants to thank,
Any
too.
shout-outs, Rick?
Yeah. Certainly want to shout out to the Marijuana Ranch down there in Detroit. They continue to improve what they're doing, and Cannabis Cultural Center there. Woodward Health Solutions, who, of course, helped us get the Cannabis here. The fantastic cast and crew of the Cannabis. More than just Stacey, there's 5-6 people that ride with her in the Cannabis. I know she's the public face, but there's a lot of folks that go into
make that thing work.
Exactly correct. And
does it run on can oil, the Cannabis?
That would be great. That would be great. It would be self-sustaining.
Stop and fill it up with the can of oil.
Should have
off you go.
A live roof on that thing too. Be growing some stuff as you're driving down the road.
You could grill in the back. You have a little deep fryer back there with the can of oil.
And
they must have a deep fryer. Stacy's feeding the dog a big turkey wing. Look at her over here on the right.
Those turkey wings, those are prized if you go to the fairs. Boy, they'll club you over the head if you try to take their turkey wing.
Yep.
It's a turkey drumstick. Those are real popular.
Well, the Cannabis gets a lot of attention as it goes across the United States, and Stacy's told me about stories about being stopped by law enforcement in Colorado and many other states. But here on Dream Cruise Day...
Stopped her in Colorado?
Sure did. On Dream Cruise Day, a gigantic green bus on Woodward Avenue draws nobody's extra attention except for the people we accidentally parked in.
Whoops. Sorry about that, Parkies.
We owe some favors, by the way,
Oh,
Mr.
do we?
Green.
All right,
yeah. We've stepped on a couple toes. And
I didn't step on anybody's toes. I've been sitting here doing a radio show. I don't know about you, but...
Well, I tried to make it happen.
Oh,
so
okay. All right.
As a group, we did it unknowingly.
Okay, well, there you go.
Plausible deniability does not apply to your position.
There you go. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
The buck stops here, I guess, right? So, look, I think it'd be cool if we could get in the Cannabis.
Did he say buck or butt?
No, well, both, I guess. So, when you get on the Cannabis and go up and down Woodward here, that would be kind of cool to hang out the bus and do a Facebook broadcast for friends kind of thing. That would
be these guys are great with social media networking too. So they have opportunities to do some of those special blasts and Twitter blasts and things like that too. If anyone is in the Michigan or anywhere in the United States is having a Cannabis event, consider contacting these guys to be out there. It's a conversation starter, and it's really fun to have your picture taken in front of the Cannabis.
Oh, look! That thing is an icon. I mean, it's a traveling tourist attraction.
You have no idea unless you go into the inside of it. The ceiling is entirely covered with signatures from people from all the different states they've been to. I signed it a long time ago.
Did you see any famous ones?
I signed
in there?
it just a minute ago.
Oh, sure, yeah, they'll show you all about. Who famous has signed the Cannabis? Yeah, Jack Herrera.
Stacey's back to tell us who famous signed the Cannabis.
All the Cottonmouth Kings.
All the Cottonmouth Kings signed it?
Oh, yeah, all of them have been all up in the bus. We team up while we're on the road together.
Really?
Yeah, they let us be their vape lounge, or they let all the organization folks that are on there have tickets, that are on the Cannabis.
Are you a Cottonmouth Kings groupie?
Huh?
Are you a Cottonmouth Kings groupie?
Now I am. When I was raising my daughter, I couldn't have told she was a fan. I couldn't have told you who they were, but yeah, I'm a big groupie now. I love them.
One of my patients, Justin, is a fan of the Cottonmouth Kings.
Who else has signed the Cannabis, though?
Yeah.
Elvie Musaic.
Elvie Musica.
Del Sky Jones.
Oh, wow.
Cheyenne Weldon's a big bus fan and supporter. She's been all over the bus.
No Rihanna? Nothing like that? No Eminem? Nobody? No Rihanna? No Eminem?
No. Detroit, the venue, canceled Cheech and Chong last night.
I know. That's a bummer.
We were going to meet. It was was already laid out. We were going to be backstage with Cheech and Chong last night, and that the venue canceled the show. So we're going to have them back here and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Well, you're going to sign the bus, more importantly. Well, Cheech and Chong, it'd be good to sign the bus.
Right now.
That's okay.
I think everyone that signs the bus are celebrities because they're Americans, part of the movement.
Oh, it's just nice to see, the Kid Rocks of the world coming along and signing things on the Cannabus. That'd be cool. So, I should sign it. I mean, I'm not that famous, but I got to.
I just gave Celeb Stoner a list like 2 days ago. I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone.
Oh, how
Cool.
fun.
We only got a couple minutes left before we're off the air, but hopefully that'll work out.
I just wanted to cover real quick for anybody that's watching the show. I've got the camera focused right now on a garage. Last year, there was a big news story about the Oakland County Sheriff flying their chopper in the area and doing damage to vehicles.
Right. This was during
family. Crowd control device. Yes, using the chopper as a crowd control device.
Which is what you do in riots.
This is a family-owned business. They do this for the last 15 years. They've owned this business. They have a bounce house. It's all about their kids. And the sheriff thought it necessary to control this family event.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at this. There's a big jumpy boom. There's a big kids jumping jump house over there.
And that was a big issue in the sheriff's election too. Jane Felice Boudreau, who ran against him, made a big issue of the inappropriate use of police funds and also the
They
ground.
got sued by the guys that had damage to their cars and stuff.
It was a
and
huge thing.
There were people hurt. They had to go to the hospital and things.
Children were hurt. It's more than just damage to property. It was damage to little kids, and it's because of irresponsible decisions like that we have to question sometimes those people that are put in authority positions.
Wow, what are we going to do next week? Do we know where we're going next week?
Naked broadcast next week, everybody.
Naked broadcast.
Video will be available.
No, I don't think Ustream would be appreciative of that. Look, I think we were going to do the event out at
Carmen Gia. That's an old Carmen Gia.
The Michigan Organic Solutions event we were going to do in Ann Arbor next week, but there's no room out there. So we'll probably maybe we'll be in studio next week or something. I don't know.
In studio, in utero.
In utero, in
other
studio.
Words, yes.
We'll be maybe back in the Flint studios next week.
Yeah.
So get ready for us, Lance. My axe is True Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Truex is our producer over there at the Running the Board. Thank you, Lance, for coming in every Saturday to help us out because we couldn't do that show on the radio in Flint without you. We are live at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Kind of get ready to wrap things up here. I was just trying to look forward to what's happening, what's coming up. We've got 20 medical marijuana states now. I think that changes the numbers in Congress. When you're talking about the Senate level, that's 40 senators across the United States that have medical marijuana laws. Something's got to be at the tipping scale here at some point. You got the Attorney General saying there are too many people going to too many prisons for nonviolent drug offenses, for people who've not been selling to kids and haven't been in school zones and have no gang affiliation and haven't had a weapon. Those people don't belong in prison. I mean, the prisons are really reserved for the worst of society. Is that the worst dredge of society, the people who are using cannabis, really?
Well, between
guy who grew up planting his back room?
Between medical marijuana and decriminalization states, now 53% of Americans live in states that have a different view on the criminalization of marijuana than the federal government does. That drives you to action.
If you get a chance to come out to the Woodward Dream Cruise, it ends tonight. What time does it end? Is it like 9 o'clock or something? When do they fly
the way it works is usually you have each municipality blocks off the side streets and funnels everybody to the main artery. They do it a few times, but it starts at 9:30 for the first run. People, like all good parties, filter back on.
You got to have an encore presentation, right?
They do it again at 11 o'clock.
Okay, but so you got to be out by 11. You got to be out by 11 or they're taking you out.
Ultimately, they can never close Woodward. They just try to close access to Woodward.
Well, Woodward, just really quick before we go off the air, Woodward was originally, you weren't allowed to cruise on Woodward. This is why it's the Dream Cruise is because, well, part of the reason it's the Dream Cruise, obviously, is the cars, but it's a Dream Cruise because you're not allowed to cruise here. It was like a prostitution thing back in the day, like in the 50s and the 60s. They stopped. They didn't allow cruising. You couldn't go up Woodward and turn around and come back and then go back up again. They would ticket you for that. So, I mean, that's just part of the history.
Shopping for entertainment?
Yeah, or, drugs or prostitution, probably one of the two. But so this is the one day of the year where you're actually allowed to cruise Woodward. So that's, it's part of the Woodward Dream Cruise.
It's a great event. If you've never seen it, you definitely need to come out. it's been a great day, and I'm glad we made it.
There's a couple of nice popcorn clouds in the sky. It's beautiful sunshine. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. There are vendors up here down with the smells of the great food of Detroit up and down this whole area. If you get a chance, please come down and check it out. If not this year, next year.
No prostitutes, though. You got me thinking about that now.
you say prostitute to Rick.
Are you saying there's none to be had, or we're not allowed to have them?
But they're not here today. If there were, they're not here today. Thank goodness.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, good Lord. You got me into a hole. We'll be back next week live. We'll catch us here 3 to 4. Please check us out at politicaltwistup.com. And don't forget, we are now on iTunes. Subscribe to the iTunes podcast at itunes.com. Look for Political Twist Up. Thanks for joining us. For Steve, Rick, and Ryan, I'm Steve Green. We'll see you here next week. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Hello, everybody.
Multimedia Digital Network.